Don't forget to like, subscribe and share the videos.
This question was asked in 2018. It is a 10-mark question, 150 words question, but it is purely a technical part question. So that is the certain concerns related to this question. So for addressing this question, you have to know about what is the long-term capital gain tax, and also you have to know about the dividends distribution tax. So these things you have to know. Without knowing these concepts, you can't address this question. So this is one of the toughest question. If it is toughest question, means you are not knowing about what it is. If you know about what this long-term capital gain tax and the dividend distribution tax means, it is an easy question. Okay, we will discuss it. It will be more useful, and also it will be easy to understand what is what. Here, the question is the comment on the important changes introduced in respect of the long-term capital gain tax (LCGT) and dividends distribution tax in the Union Budget for 2018 and 19. So, first thing is, it is a command based question. It is a command. So command means you can say that your own opinion. It is all about your opinion. So what is, you can say that government did the move related to this long-term capital gain tax and also dividend distribution tax. You can say it is a positive one or it's a negative one. It's your opinion. But that opinion you have to be justify that. Try to justify your answer. So that is the major things when it comes to the command, because it is your opinion. You may have a difference of opinions, but you have to justify it. Just because you are having an opposing thought, you are criticizing, means it is not a good citizen's attitude. You have to give the criticism which should be in a constructive manner. The exam, when it comes to UPSC, most of the questions will be like critically evaluate, critically examine, critically analyze, which means what they are expecting from you is you have to speak about the negative things of the government move or else anything, but at the same time you have to give the suggestions for it. That is what the UPSC is expecting from you. So only most of the questions will be contain the keyword called as critically. So they know that there are certain issues. How you are going to address that issue, what are the ideas you are actually having, you have to suggest it. That is what the government is expect from you. That is what the UPSC is expect from you. So your answer should be like that only. So here the command, it is an opinion like question. So you have to give a good opinion. And also you have to give the suggestions for it. You have to give certain justifiable answer why you are saying this is the wrong move, why you are saying this is the right move. That thing you have to give. So when it comes to command, you can't say yes or no. Next. So it is speaking about the long-term capital gain tax and the dividend distribution tax. So just directly jump into the question. Body of the answer. First of all, we discuss about the body of the answer. Afterwards, we will say about what can be the intro and what can be the conclusion. Because it is more of a technical based question. So we have to discuss first about the conventional part related to that. Okay, so we will discuss about the answer for this question. So body of the answer can be, first you have to speak about what is long-term capital gain tax and dividends distribution tax. You have to say that thing. So the long-term capital gain tax is nothing but it is the tax we are putting on the growth in the value of your investments. Okay, so consider that you are buying a land. Okay, you bought that land for 10 lakhs. So now you are going to sell that land. At that time period, it is a cost around 50 lakhs. So the government is going to put a tax on your gain. So the gain you made is 40 lakhs. So the government is going to put a tax on it, on this 40 lakhs. That is called as long-term capital gain tax. So at the time of selling your investments, at the time of selling your capital, you will get that taxes. The government will put a tax. So that is called as long-term capital gain tax. Next, dividends distribution tax, which means it is the tax levied on the company while the company is giving the dividends to its shareholder. It can be like at the source or else at the destination. So that is called as dividend distribution tax. Consider an example. You are having a shares in a Tata. So Tata is making a huge profit. So they are in the idea of giving dividends to their shareholders. So which means you buy the shares for rupees of 10 rupees. Now it is trading around 70 rupees. So the government, that company will provide you the certain dividends, which may be the shares. So you buy only one share, okay, you having only one share. Now it may give you 2 shares. Or else they may provide the how much profit they made, they will divide to their shareholder. That is called as dividend. So the government put taxes on that dividend. Okay, it can be at a source or else at the destination. At source means the company have to pay the tax. At destination means the investor who are getting that dividend, they have to pay a tax. That is called as dividends distribution tax. So these are the major thing you have to address in your body of your answer. So what is what? First you have to say that. Next, you can say that here the thing is about comment on the important changes introduced in respect to the terms of capital gain tax and dividend distribution tax. So first of all, you have to say what was the changes introduced in the union budget of 2018 and 19. At that time period, what they changed is, earlier there was no taxes on this long-term capital gain. Recently, at that time period only, the government introduced the long-term capital gain tax of 10%, which means consider that I bought a land for 10 lakh. Now I am going to sell that land. Okay. Now it is costing around 50 lakhs. So I am going to make a profit of 40 lakhs. In that, I have to pay 4 lakh as a tax, long-term capital gain tax to the government. So that is called as long-term capital gain tax. So this thing was initially introduced at 2018 and 19. So this is the move they did. And also for a dividend distribution tax also, they made a changes. They made a changes is that dividend distribution tax is made at the source itself. So the company have to pay the tax and they have to provide the distribution. They have to provide the dividend to their shareholder. So these are the two changes introduced in 2018 and 19. This should be the second part of your body of the answer. So what are the changes they did? That also you have to speak. And the last thing will be the merits or demerits of it. So the last thing should be like what are the benefits of it or else what are the disadvantages of it. You have to speak this. So this is the structure of your answer. So we will discuss about the intro and the conclusion last. So first, when it comes to the body of the answer, these are the 3 subheadings you have to put. So what is what? Next, what are the changes introduced in the union budget? And then the merits or demerits. You have to speak about that thing. So when it comes to long-term capital gain tax, the benefits are it will shift your investments towards a equity or a short-term investing methodology. For example, you are investing in a land or else in a, consider that it is you are going for a intraday trading, which means you are going for a long-term shareholding. So at that scenario, if the government is going to put this tax, means what you will do is you will sell all your shares and you will go for a intraday trading. You will invest in the equity. So by the way, it will enhances the short-term benefits. So that is the best thing. So consider that if it is a new startup, means they also have the possibilities of getting money. So there is a huge growth in the startups. There is a possibility for the economic growth also. If it is a long term, means the money will be just be locked in that long term capital. It won't give any fruitful outcome to this economy. So that is the major issue of this long term capital. So the government is going to put a tax on it, means by the way it will shift the money that you are parked in that long term capital towards the short term capital. So that is the major benefit given by this long term capital gain tax. Next, so it will promote, obviously it will promote the economic growth because many startups will get money. Next, it is easy to do the tax administration. That is also correct. While I am giving the example, I simply said that I have a 10 lakh worth of property. Now it is appreciated to 50 lakhs. Now the profit is 40 lakhs. In that 40 lakhs, I have to pay 4 lakhs as a long-term capital gain tax. So this is simple way of tax administration. So and again, it will overcome the issues of the black money, corruption, that also can be overcome. At the same time, it will be act as a revenue generation methodology for the government, because at the end of the day, all the money is going to the government. So that is the best thing. So these are the merits of this long-term capital gain tax. Next, advantages of the dividends distribution tax. So here also the major advantage is the government is going to get the money. So it is one way of making a revenue for their government. Second is, it is a simple to do the tax administration. That is also the benefit. And the last thing is about the reduces the double taxation, which means if the government is not putting these taxes at source, means the company also pay the tax, and also the shareholder who are getting benefit from this distribution of this, who are getting the dividend from this company also have to pay a tax. So there is a possibility of the double taxation, which can be easily overcome by this changes that is given by the union budget of 2018 and 19. So these are the benefits. So this is the way you have to address the question. Then we will discuss about the intro part. You can simply say that the 7th schedule give the rights to the central government and the state government to put taxes on these things. So that is a simple way of giving the intro. And you can conclude that it will be act as the revenue generation. By the way, it will enhances the money generated by the government, and it will be used for the welfare of the society. So this is the way to address your conclusion part. Okay, thank you.